Recently, I've realised that remote working doesn't automatically give you freedom. You have to design for it in your days. Whilst remote working is the dream for so many people because of the flexibility and the autonomy, it doesn't suddenly mean you're working from a laptop on a beach in Koh Samui. Since starting my remote job a few months ago, I've learned that if you want your days to feel good, not just your weekends, you have to design for that along the way. Crafting work days doing remote work that you really enjoy takes intention and a sense of purpose. So in this video, as episode 2 in my Creating My Dream Life series, I'm heading to Notting Hill to experiment with working from cafes and using my lunch hour in a way that feels fun and fulfilling, in this case exploring Portobello Road. And I would say that if you ever feel like you're just waiting for the weekend to come around, or if you have a remote job and you feel like your work-life balance is a bit off, keep watching because I'm going to show you how this life design experiment on a random Friday in December went for me, and share with you 3 mindset shifts that you can experiment with in your own working week to find a bit more purpose and fulfillment. Good morning and welcome to the vlog. The first thing that I want to share in this video is the idea that freedom doesn't equal fulfillment unless you make decisions. I think that the idea of having freedom with your work and having loads of flexibility is incredibly appealing, but the part that makes it interesting is what you choose to do with it. And that involves popping that bubble of indecision and actually choosing something. And I think it's so tempting just to go with emotions and live our life on autopilot, but by making intentional decisions in this way, like the way that I choose to work, for example going to coffee shops in Notting Hill, it actually allows me to make the most of that flexibility that I have in my day as a result of my job, and otherwise I would just default to working at my desk at home. So I think it's really important to emphasize that flexibility doesn't necessarily mean you're going to have a fun and fulfilling day. It just means that you have the opportunity to do that. It's all about the choices that we make, and for me a small little example of this is deciding the night before that I'm going to be working somewhere else other than my desk, picking the route that I'm going to take to get there and deciding on which cafe so I don't have that overwhelm of decision making in the morning. And that just allows me to make the most of my day and make the most of my time without being too rigid. If I found somewhere else that was better, then great, but I always like to know that I'm going to be able to find somewhere that will have good Wi-Fi, plugs and good coffee, which Leafwild definitely did. Something else I am incredibly passionate about is that time is your most valuable asset. And for me at least, if I don't plan little moments of joy and fun into my days, it just gets postponed. You have to insert life into your workday intentionally, otherwise that time will slip away and you'll find yourself at the end of the week without having any moments of joy in your working week. And so for this reason, I really make an intentional effort to use my lunch hours well. And well can mean loads of different things. Some days well is sitting downstairs and chatting with my housemates, my friends. Some days using my lunch hour well means taking myself out for a walk and completely switching off for that hour, getting some food and just sort of taking myself outside. Other days, the lunch hour is a little pocket of life within my working week, and I love to explore somewhere new. So this is your reminder that if you don't plan joy, it will be postponed, and that even by using 30 minutes of your lunch hour intentionally, it can change how your whole day feels. And I really, really enjoyed this lunch hour. It was so much fun, and Portobello Road at this time of year is just so good. I love it. In my previous video, I spoke about my goal to make remote working work for me, and today is the very definition of that. I have decided to come and work in the Notting Hill area, and I found a lovely cafe this morning that I sat and got some work done in, and then that means I can enjoy my lunch hour walking around Notting Hill, which is absolutely lovely. It's raining a little bit, but I'm not letting that dampen my spirits, and there's loads of Christmas trees around, loads of Christmas decorations. It just feels very wintry and festive and lovely. And yeah, I'm just having a look around Portobello Road and looking at all the little stands and stuff, and then I'm going to go and find another cafe for the afternoon and finish up the working week. It definitely makes my day feel more intentional and just more interesting and varied. So yeah, I've really enjoyed doing this morning. But yeah, time to find another cafe now to finish up my work, and hopefully it won't rain too much. Something else that prevents me from designing my days in an intentional way that really works for me is the thought that being a good employee means sitting at my desk in my bedroom. And while this is true in some cases, I'm definitely more productive sat at my desk than I would be sat on a park bench outside. It doesn't necessarily mean that there aren't other ways to be more productive, and that by doing the same thing every day, you're going to lead to an overall increased productivity. I've actually found through doing this sort of remote working from cafes thing that I become more productive when I mix it up and I go to new locations. It's way more stimulating for my brain, and it allows me to focus in on what I need to do because I know that I'm only there for a short period of time. I think I have this assumption, and a lot of people hold this, that working out and about means you're more distracted and you're not going to get the job done as effectively. But really what I found is that a change of environment doesn't mean a drop in output, because actually you're enjoying yourself more, and that enjoyment piece is really underrated. I know that Ali Abdaal has a book all about this called Feel Good Productivity, and his core premise is that we are way more motivated and engaged when we're doing things that we enjoy. And after having a walk around Portobello Road in my lunch hour, I then found myself so much more willing to sit back down and crack on with the work in the afternoon, because I'd had that break. My mind had been able to relax. I actually found I was way more productive in that afternoon, and it just made it all more fun. So I would definitely challenge that assumption that being a good employee and being productive means sitting at your desk, because there are so many different ways to work and everyone is different. And we're all done for another week, heading home now on the bus. But I ended up getting such a nice spot in Gales this afternoon, so that was a big win. I've just spied the Daunt Books, so I'm going to go and see if it's open still, fingers crossed. It's open! Thank you so much for watching this video. This is episode 2 in the Creating My Dream Life series, where I am exploring what my dream life looks like and doing mini experiments like this one to try and create it in the present day. So if that sounds up your street, then please subscribe for future videos like this one, or check out the first video in the series, which I'll leave on the screen now. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Bye!